So we'll take the one of the important concept in C++, that is your function overloading. How you can write a different function having the same name. Okay, so that is one of the concept. So before starting this point, we will start with the reference. Okay, so I will share my screen here. Okay, so this is the last program that we have taken. So I'm taking the new file, yeah, saving it, Control S. And the name that I'm giving here is 2.cpp. Okay, so just let me type that basic structure. I'm stream, then using namespace std, and then integer main, and then after that the last one is return 0. So there's the basics. Okay, so can you tell me what do you mean by reference? Before starting this reference, just revise me what do you mean by pointer. What is pointer? Pointer is a variable. Okay, it is a variable. It is a special type of variable which store the or which contains the address of another variable. Okay, so if your variable is there and in that variable you are storing the address of the other variable, then that variable called as a pointer variable. Okay, and what done by reference? Reference it generally comes in C++. It is not present in your C language. So what is reference? A reference is another name given to the variable. Okay, also known as it is a alias of a variable. Okay, so it means that the memory is same, but you have given the two names or more than one names. If you are giving that, the others names are known as a reference to that variable. Now first one is how to create a reference. We already have studied this. Suppose a variable is there, and if I want to create a reference of that variable, a variable, then I can put here and b. Okay, and b represent it is a reference. Okay, if I'm putting star b, then it is a pointer. So and b means b is a reference. Now b is a reference to a. So it means that we can access the a as well as b. We can access that same memory. We can access the same memory by using a as well as by using the b itself. And here, if you run this program, you will have the same output, that is 1010 you will get printed. Okay, so you will have the output as a 1010. I need to give here the last line as a endl. Here also endl. Okay, so it means that here if I'm accessing that same memory by using the name a, here I'm using the same memory by using the b. So how many alias you can create? You can create a number of alias. Like suppose I want to create one more alias, that is one more reference to the a. So you can make a reference to this a like that also. Again, this is also valid. And c is equal to b. It means that c is reference to b, b is reference to a. So it means that c is directly reference to a. So if you are printing that value c, then you will have the same output. 1010, because the three variables a, b and c, these three variables are now pointing to the same memory which contains 10. Got it? This point reference, what the point?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll take I will write down here one program. Actually we have taken that function concept before this. So there is one variable function is there, swap function is there, which is taking a two arguments. I'm defining that function here itself, which is doing the swapping of these two number a and b. So generally we use the third variable here. So t is equal to a is equal to b, and b is equal to t. This is the concept, and here the swapping of a and b will be done here. Okay, but suppose here there is one variable num1 and second variable num2, and which contains some value. Suppose the value is 34, and the second num2 is having the value as 78, and suppose I want to swap this value. I want to swap this value. So it means that after swapping this num1 and num2, num1 should contain 78 and num2 should contain 34. So here what I am doing here, I'm calling the swap function. I'm passing that num1 and num2 to that function, and then after that, that swap has been done or not. To check it, I am printing the value of num1 and num2. Num1 and endl, and instead of num1 I'm putting here num2. So can you tell me what is the output? Is it, I'm printing this num1 and num2 after calling the swap function, does it make the swap?
It should not.
It should. Yes, just reply me fast. Does it make swapping? Does it make swapping num1 equal to 78 and num2 equal to 34? That should be my expected output. But if I'm running this program, I will get another output. You can see that here. You can see here the num1 is still 34 and num2 is still 78. Num1 is 34, num2 is 78. And after calling the swap function, the same value that I'm getting here, the same value I'm getting. So can anybody having the, what is the problem here? Can anybody tell me what is the problem here? And how to solve this problem? Actually the same program actually you have done in your C language. So what is the solution here? What is the method that I'm passing, that I'm using for passing an argument? This method is known as a pass by value. This method is known as a pass by value. It means that the value of num1 get pass, value of num2 get pass. Okay, value only pass. It means that this a variable is a other variable, that is not a same variable, but only the value is same. Num1 is having the same value that of the a, num2 is b is having the same value that of your num2 is having. Okay, so I will explain you with the help of the whiteboard. Okay. Okay, so just look here. So are you able to see the whiteboard?
Yes, sir.
Whiteboard and the back screen. Back screen also you are able to see. Are you able to see back screen program?
No, sir. Only whiteboard, sir.
Okay, okay. So let me share you the whole desktop. And then white. Okay, now the program as well as the whiteboard.
No, sir. Only whiteboard, sir.
Only whiteboard. Okay. So just look at here my program first. I will just copy my whole program, Control C. Okay. Okay, one moment. here I will bring you that program here. Okay, so this is the program that I have typed. Now next one is I will explain you with the what happened inside this main actually. So this is my stack memory, and this is my main function. This is the actually main function. This is main function. Now in the main function actually there are the two variables. Very first variable is num1 is equal to 34, and the second variable is num2, and that is equal to 78. There this two variable it contains. Okay, then after that in a main function actually we are calling the swap function, and we know that what happened when you are calling the swap function. The stack on the stack actually that swap function will be placed, because all the function call will be resolved at the your stack. Okay, so main is already there, and above main at the top of the main there is a function named as the swap function. And this is my swap function, which is taking the two arguments. So very first argument is the a. First argument is the a. This is my a, and second argument is the b. Second argument is b, and one more variable t variable I am creating here. Yeah, this is my t variable. This is the local variable. A and b also the local variable. T is also local variable. But when I call the swap function, what happened here? I am passing the value. This num1 get passed to a, and num2 is passed to b. But what type of passing I'm using? Pass by value. Pass by value means only the value get passed. Value get passed means the a contains, the content of a becomes, tell me, 34. The content of a becomes 34, and the content of the b becomes 78. And what is the value of t? Okay, it is a garbage value because it is a local variable. Okay, now look at the first line. This is the first line. Now the first line says that t is equal to a. Now t is equal to a means now this t becomes a, that is 34. T becomes 34. Okay, now second line. In a second line, a equal to b, so whatever the value of b get copied into a. So 78 get copied into a, so it becomes 78. Okay, then after that b equal to t, so it means that whatever the value of t get copied into b, so it is 34. So a becomes 78, b becomes 34. Okay, and what happened? Your program terminates. Okay, your program terminates means what? This swap function will be taken out. Now when the swap function is taken out, what happened with these local variables? Can you tell me what happened with the local variable? Just tell me what happened with the local variable. When there is a function call get over, all the variable created inside that function get yes, reply. If the function call is over, then what happened with this function variables? It is get destroyed. Okay, so all the function variables get destroyed when the function has completed its task. When the function has completed its task, the variable created inside that that function will get destroyed here. If the variable get destroyed, then a is also destroyed, b is also destroyed, t is also destroyed. And what happened? Your program control go to your main function. Now after function calling swap, you have done the cout. Now in a cout, actually you are printing num1. Now what is the value of num1? It is 34. What is the value of num2? It is 78. So whatever the swapping that you are done, that you are done in your copy of that variable. You created the copy, and on that copy actually you have done the swapping, but the same result will not be reflected in the original variable here. So in a pass by value, actually you are passing the value only, so it doesn't, using that value we cannot change the original variable. The original variable becomes unaltered. It is become unaltered, and the same original variable value you can get in the main function itself. So got it? This is the pass by value. Any doubt in this?
No, sir.
Yeah. So what to do here? We need to here change this value. We need to change this value. So how to change it? We have to do the operation, swapping operation, but we don't want to work on the copy. We directly want to work in num1 and num2. So on the original variable we want to directly work. So how to directly work on that? So we don't have to use here call by value. We have to use the call pass by the reference or the call by reference. Okay, so we are passing in this example. In this example, actually we are passing the value of that variable, so that's why the swapping will not be done. So if you want to modify this variable only, then in C language actually we are passing its address. In C language you are passing the address, and we are collecting in your pointer variable. And now this is the C language code, and we are using that T is equal to star A is equal to star B, and star B is equal to T. This is the code that we are using in a C language. But in a C++, actually in C++ we are not going to use the pointer concept. We are using the new concept, that is a reference concept. So what is a reference? Reference is the alias to the variable. So instead of passing the address, we are creating here the reference. Very simple. In a function itself, in a function actually we are passing the reference here. If we are passing the reference, then using that reference it is possible to modify the num1 and num2. Got it? So here what is the change? The change is only this: int and a and int and b, but that's it, and your program is now successfully running. So you can see here the output. When you have the program stop, actually the output is num1 is 78 now and num2 is 34. So this is the magic of using the reference here. Okay, so at first time what happened, you are using a copy of that variable, but at that time what happened, I can again share you that whiteboard. Okay, so here num1 is 34 and num2 is 78. Now here, what is this num1 and num2? This is the memory location. Here suppose this is the memory location 34, and here that one more memory location which contains the 78. So num1 is the name to the 34, num2 is the name to the 78 memory location. Okay, now when you are actually calling the swap function, then what happened here, you are using here and a, and here you're using the and b. So what happened when you are using and a? And a means now a is the another name given to the same memory, b is the another name given to the same memory. So it means that when I am pointing out, when I'm accessing the a, I'm accessing this memory only. When I'm accessing b, I'm accessing this memory only. So here in a swap variable, only one variable is there, that is t variable. Now first statement is t is equal to a. Now t is equal to a means it is t is equal to 34. Now next one is a equal to b. So whatever the value of b, that is 78, it is copied into the a, so it is here 78. Next one is b equal to t. So what is the value of t, get copied into b, so it is 34. So it means that you are not working on original, you are not working on copy here, you are working on original variable. So when you come back, now for example, it's done, your function has done its work and it's get out of the stack. When it's get out of the stack, you are coming here. When you are coming here, then what happened, you're printing num1 and you're printing num2. So when you're printing num1 and num2, what value you are getting inside the num1? 78. What value you are getting inside the num2? That is 34, and that is the swap value. That is swap value, that is not original value, that is swap value. Got it? Getting this? Are you getting this point? Pass by
Yes, sir.
reference.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when you want to give the full access to the variable, use the pass by reference. And suppose if you don't want to modify that original variable, then use the pass by value. It's both are having its advantage as well as the disadvantage. If you are passing the variable by reference, now in the function itself, actually you can change the value. So for example, here I can make here a is equal to 10. I can make a is equal to 10. When I'm making the a is equal to 10, then you can see here a is the alias of num1, so num1 it becomes 10. So it means that when you are passing your variable by using a reference, you are giving the full access to the function, that is you can modify it. But suppose in some cases, actually just we want to give the value only, we don't want to give the access to that particular variable. Accessing means just we want to give the read permission only, we don't want to give the write permission. The write permission means not modify permission, we don't want to give, then just use the pass by value. Got it? So when you are passing by value, then there is no swapping in this program. But if you are using pass by reference, then that original variable get changed and you will have that change num1 and num2, or the swap num1 and num2. Getting the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is the next point that we are going to discuss? I think function overloading. Function overloading. The theory of this point, actually you have to again take from the notes that I'm sharing with you. Okay, so the next one is the function overloading. Okay, so do you have any idea about function overloading? Do you have any idea regarding to the function overloading? Just pick up.
No, sir.
No. Okay. Overload means giving the new definition. Overload means you are giving the new definition to the existing function, that is known as a function overloading. For example, there is one function is available, just like integer addition. So addition function is already available, which is taking the two arguments, integer a comma integer b. Okay, and which is returning the a plus b. Okay, got it? Now here, suppose there are the two variables, n is equal to 10 and other variable m is equal to 20. I want to do the addition of this, then can I make it here int res is equal to addition of n comma m? Can I do this? Can I do this? And just I'm printing the result. Okay, can I make it here? Result. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what is the output here?
30, sir.
30. Okay, so what happened here? N and M get passed. N value it's copied into A, M value copy into B, and you are returning A plus B. So 10 plus 20 is 30. So RES is 30, and you will get a result as 30. So result is equal to 30 you are getting. Okay. So, but here the disadvantage of using program is, suppose my both I want to do addition of two float numbers. So can I do it now? Can I do it?
No, sir. The
Two
addition function is with integers. Sir.
Okay. So what happened when there is a function call, it will match with the prototype. It will match prototype. So here the prototype of the addition is that it will take only two integers. It will take only two integers. So, and if I'm passing the two float value, then the signature of that function will not be matched. If the signature is not matched, then it will throw an error, that is undefined function addition. So what the function overloading is doing, in a function overloading, I can use the same function name. I can use the same function name with the different signature. For example, the different signature I'm going to use here float A and float B, and which will do the same addition. Now here in the second signature of the addition, it is taking the two float value and it is returning a float value. Got it? Now here there are two addition functions and you are calling the addition function. So which function will be resolved or which function is being called here? It is totally depending on the what parameter you are passing to the function. If you are passing an integer parameter, now this type of the function will get called. If you are passing the float parameter, then this type of the function will get called here. Got it? So the function calling will be decided at a runtime. It will not be decided at a compile time. Got it? So which function has to be called is totally depends on, it is totally depending on the what parameter you are passing to that function. So this concept of writing the function is known as a function overloading. So here you are overload that addition function. Pre-existing function is there, you are giving the new definition to that function having the different signature. Now having the different signature is compulsory here. You cannot define the function having the same signature. You cannot redefine the function having the same signature. Signature means it is first line. Okay, return type actually doesn't comes under the your signature. Only signature is the name of the function and the parameter list to that function. It should be different. Int, float. So it is both are different. So if I'm running this program, I will perfectly get output as a 30. Got it? Getting this point? I can again redefine this function as a float addition. Then one parameter is a float, second parameter is an integer. I can again redefine it. Return A plus B. So how many function I can write here? Depending on you only and your requirement. Using the same function name, actually you can write the n number of the function there, but only one condition is that its all prototype should be different. Suppose if you are trying to write the function definition having the same signature. Now look at the signature, addition int a comma int b, and here addition int a comma int b, both are having the same signature. So you will get a error there. You will get an error. Function that differs only in their return type cannot be overloaded. So it means that that return type doesn't comes under the signature. So here this two signature is having the return type different, but it doesn't mean that there are the two separate definition is there. To get the second definition, your signature should be different. Your function signature or the prototype should be different. You can have one int second float, or two floats, or first float second int. Got it? So whatever it is get actually access. No, I suppose if I'm trying to use yes. So getting this point, actually if the same thing if I'm writing, if the same thing I'm writing in your C language, then it will give the error. If I'm again, it will give error because in a C language actually the two function having the same name, the two function having the same name is not allowed, but in C++ actually it is allowed. That type of writing the redefinition is known as a function overloading. So getting the point?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So I will give you one assignment through which actually you have to implement the overloading. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so I can implement the function with this different argument. If you are trying to implement, then you can have the now the same function overloading I can achieve by using the default argument also, just like integer b. Okay, now this is taking the two arguments, integer n and integer m and integer res. Okay, so control b. Actually int sorry. Okay, can I write a function which is taking a 3 argument? Yes, yes. Here I have written the 3 arguments, so it means that giving the third variable is compulsory here, so that is 20. So 10 plus 20 plus 20, so that is the result is 50. The result is 50 here, but here I'm not giving here the third variable, then it will give error. It will give error. No matching function for the fall addition, because you have written the function with the function with a argument, 3 integer argument, but here you are calling the function with a 2 argument, so there is no matching function is available. Okay, so how to correct this? So you can correct it with the default argument. Okay, so if you are using a default argument, then what happened here? The providing the value for C is not mandatory here. The providing the value of C is not mandatory. If you are not providing the value of C, that is your third variable or third parameter of the function, then it is default, it is taken as 0. You can note down here 10 plus 20, it is 30. But suppose if I'm providing the third argument itself, then you will have the output as a 50 itself, because now you have provided third argument. Now the value of C becomes 20. Now if the value of C is 20, so A is 10, B is 20 and C is 20. So the whole result is 50 and it will return collected in RES. Got it? So here I can design this function overloading. I can redesign the function overloading by using the function overloading, by using the default argument itself. Okay, so here there is only one signature is present, one definition of the addition is present, but I can call this addition function using the 2 argument. I can call the same function by using the 3 argument also. Got it? So if you don't want to use the function overloading, then you can use this type of the method by using the default argument list. Okay, so you can have the, but here one more rule is that control B perfectly running. But here one more rule is that whatever the default value you are providing to the function argument, that parameter or that argument should be present at the last only. It should not be present in the middle. So this is invalid. This is invalid syntax in your C++. So you have defined that default argument in a middle, and it is totally invalid. If you are going to run this program, then it will give the error. Okay, it will give the error, missing default argument on C. If you are providing the default argument for B, then you should provide the default argument for the C again. So if one of the argument having the default argument, it rightmost all the arguments should have the default value. Rightmost all the arguments should have default value. If it is not, then it will give the this type of the error. Getting? So to resolve it, just make the C is equal to 0 and you will get the result here. Okay, now here again, now the two arguments are default here. It means that here I can call the addition function with a single argument. Yes, perfectly fine. 10. I can call the same function using the two arguments. The answer is 30. Perfectly fine. I can call the addition function with the three arguments itself. The answer is 70. Okay. So there is a variety of the function call available if you are using a default argument list here. Again, there is a function also available which is having the all arguments as a default arguments. All arguments as a default. That is A is also 0, B is also 0, C is also 0. If 3 are 0, then it means that again I can call the function without argument also. So it means that here I'm not providing any type of the argument here, and still I'm able to get the answer. There is no error here. Result is 0, because if you are not passing A, you are not passing B, you are not passing C. So what is the value of A, B, C is taken? 0, 0, 0. So the value of A is 0, B is 0, C is 0. So it means that it will return 0 plus 0 plus 0. So result is 0. RES is 0. Getting the point? Yes. Default argument. How to use default argument?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the next one we are going to see is I think the next point is the actually one more point has remaining in your that polymorphism. Actually function overloading is a type of the polymorphism. Actually when we are going to start the OOP concept, then all the OOP concept I will be well understood, but one of the concept, this is not related to the OOP, this is related to the procedure oriented programming. So we have taken this function overloading. One point is remaining, function overriding. We are taking when we are starting with the classes. Okay. So can I take the next problem? So that is the next problem that I'm going to take from the, actually these all are the C revision. Your actually C++ get started when you start with the OOP, that is class. When you start with the class and objects, actually then the C++ get started. This is all are the C language revision, but it is very important. The next one is what is array? Tell me what done by array? Array is one of the derived data type. So what is array? Tell me. Yes. Okay, tell me what done by array?
It can be considered as an element with
Hmm.
collection. It can be a collection of similar elements.
Yes, it is a collection of similar data type items. Okay, data type items. One more thing is missing in this definition. What is it? It is a half definition. Collection of similar data type items. But one more very important point that you are missing. Just revise it. Try to collection of similar data type items. Okay. Next definition. Not remember? Collection of similar data type items stored in, yes, try to recollect. Collection of similar data items stored in, yes, consecutive memory locations. Okay, so that is the full definition of your array. It is the collection of similar data items stored in a consecutive memory location. Now this storing the consecutive memory location is very important one. Okay, so it doesn't contains only similar data items, but it also stored the data items in a consecutive memory location. They are stored in consecutive memory location. That's why we are able to access it by using its index. Are you remembering?
Yes,
Suppose
sir.
this, yes, this is my array. Suppose this is the integer array. There is an array integer a is equal to, so integer arr is equal to integer arr of 10, suppose, or integer arr of 10. Okay. So meaning of this array is ARR is the name. It is a common name given to the memory location having the total element 10 integers. So it is a common name given. So this is the memory location. The whole memory location here, if you are talking about the size of that memory, is nothing but your 10 multiplied by the your 10 multiplied by the size of int. If the size of int is 4 byte, then the total size of this array is the 40 bytes. Total 40 bytes of the memory location. Okay, so the whole memory location is having the common name ARR. If I'm talking about ARR, I'm talking about the whole memory. But suppose here I want to access only the first element. I want to access the first element. So how to access it? Yes. How to access the first element? To access the first element,
ARR of 0, sir.
yeah, what is 0 then?
Index, sir.
Yeah, it's called as an index. So it means that we can access the array element by using its index. So array index always start with the 0, next is 1, second is 2, next is 3, and what is the last here? In our case, what is the last index? It is 10 or 9. What is the last index?
9, sir. 9.
Yes. Why? Because array index start with 0, so n up to the size minus 1, so that is 9. Got it? So ARR of 10 means the size is 10 here. The data type of that array is int. Int defines that every block is of the size of 4 byte only. with the size of 4 byte. So total 10 blocks are there. Each block is having the size as a 4 byte. So total blocks 10 block. So total size is a 40 bytes. Getting? So to access, suppose I want to access this third one. So how to access it? I want to store the 25 inside this variable, this memory location. How to access it? This means the memory which is having the index 2. I want to store here 25. So how to store? ARR of
2 is equals
2
to
is equal to 25. If I'm doing this ARR of 2 is equal to 25, then here it means that I am actually going to store the 25 here. So it means that though this ARR is a 10 memory blocks, we can access individual block of it also. Individual block can be accessed by using its index. Getting? Yes, getting this point?
yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, now next one is how to create an array in our C++. Yeah, it is a very same technique that we are using in a C language. Just like integers or ARR of suppose 10, and suppose now here there is uninitialized array is there. We can initialize at the time of declaration. We can initialize at the time of declaration, just like using the curly bracket we can initialize it. For example, the first element of your array is having the size as a 5. Second element is having the size data as a 10. Third having the data as a 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, again the partial initialization of the array is again valid. Partial initialization, though the size is 10, I can initialize only the 6 of it. So what happened with the remaining one? 6 of it, yes. What
0,
happened?
sir.
Yeah, it is initialized with the 0. Always remember that if you are not, if you are initializing at the time of declaration, and if that declaration is the partial declaration, then the remaining uninitialized elements is initialized with the 0. Okay, but what happened if I am doing this? What is the content of that ARR of 0, ARR of 1, ARR of 2? Yes,
0, sir.
it is 0. Yeah, everyone having the same answer, 0.
Yes, sir.
So your answer is wrong. It is not having the 0 value. It is having the garbage value. Okay, I can prove it. Okay, we can prove it by using by printing that value. Okay, just simple. Just I am printing here ARR of 0. I is not required. Okay, ARR of 0. So if you are correct, then your output is 0. If I am correct, the output should be any garbage value. Actually it is 0, but in actually turbo C it is in turbo C it is garbage value. Actually in this it is a G++. In G++ it is 0. Yeah, why I'm getting 0? But according to the books, actually the memory location for this ARR is the stack, and whatever the element that is created into the stack, then that variable is initialized with the garbage value. Okay, just like again I need to check here. So for example, only ARR variable is there. Okay, so you look at here, it is garbage value. If there is a single variable is there, then it is garbage value. But here I need to check it again. But if you are using turbo C, you are getting here the garbage value here. But here I'm using G++, but why I'm getting 0, I need to check it out. Okay, so there is some modification has been taken place, I think, but I need to correct my knowledge here. But according to the books, actually, any Turbo, Latest C or Balaguru Swami or even a Dennis Ritchie, actually, they said that if any variable created inside the function that is created in your stack memory, and if it is created into the stack memory, then it is initialized with the garbage value. Okay, that is the theory point. Okay, but here I am getting as a 0. Okay, so there are some revision in the compiler, that's why I'm getting it as a 0. Okay, so but remember that if it is initialized partial, again you are getting the remaining one. Suppose ninth, if I want to print, it is printed as a 0 itself. Yes, 0. But if I'm using the fifth, then it is 6. Yeah, correct. Okay, so got it? Getting this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6, the remaining also I am initialize 8 9 and 10. Okay, these are the values actually associated with that 10 variables. The one is stored at ARR of 0, second is stored at ARR of 1, third is stored at ARR of 2, like that. Now I want to print all the array. So how to print? I want to print whole array. So you can use cout ARR of 0, then second cout ARR of 1, third cout ARR of 2, third cout ARR of 3, like that. Or instead of that, can I use array here? Just int I, and for I equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus, and here cout ARR of I and the endl. Okay, so here I'm printing the whole values here. I equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. So firstly I become 0, so ARR of 0. Next time I becomes 1, ARR of 1. So whole value will be printed. Whole 10 value will be printed. So you can get it here, output 1 2 3 4 5 up to the 10. Getting? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So always
Yes, sir.
remember that this process, you can access your whole array. You can access the whole array by using the loop itself. You can even access, don't use to access the whole array. So I want to access the partial array, suppose 0 to 5 only, and to access 0 to 5. So you can use this technique, 0 to 5, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, index number 0 to index number 5 that I'm getting here. Okay, or I can put it here, ARR of percent, ARR of I bracket complete is equal to, and this one, control B. So I can use here ARR of 0 is 1, ARR of 1 is 2, ARR of 2 is 3, ARR of 3 is 3, ARR of 3 is 4, ARR of 4 is 5, ARR of 5 is 6, like that. So this is about your array. And again, you can have the multi-dimensional array. Actually, you already have this. Just like suppose if I want to declare the multi-dimensional array as ARR of 3 3, ARR of 3 3. So I can initialize it with this technique. Suppose the first, it means that here there are the total 3 array having the 3 elements. There are 3 arrays having the 3 elements. So in my total 9 elements are there. Okay, so you can assume this as a row and columns. So you can say that here there are the 3 rows having the 3 columns. 3 rows having the 3 columns. So first row is 1 2 3. Second row is suppose again 1 2 3. And third row is also 1 2 and 3. So in this way, actually you can initialize the 2-dimensional array. But if you want to use the 2-dimensional array, if you want to access the 2-dimensional array, you can access it with the 2 indices. First first index is called as a row index, second is called as a column index. So here I represent row number and the j represent the column number. So j, I'm starting with again 0, and j less than 3 and j plus plus, and here in that for loop I'm using ARR of the I and j equal to ARR of I j. Okay, so in this way actually you can print the whole numbers. Control Z, Control B, and you can get output here. So here ARR of 0 0, yes, 0 0 means 0th row and the 0th column, yes, 1, correct. Next one is 0th row and the first column 2, yes. 0th row and the second column 3, yes. Now next one is array changes, second array means the second row number is having the index as 1. So 1 of 0 is 1, 1 of 1 is 2, 1 of 2 is 3. Next one is third array having the index 2. So 2 of 0, 2 of 1 and 2 of 2. You can get this type of you can access this two-dimensional array in this format again. So are you able to recall all the things that you are studying in your C language? Why I'm taking this, because you have to recall all the things that you have studied in your C language. Yes, are you able to recall?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So this array we have done. We are done with the array. Control C, and I'm sharing the code with this one. Okay. Okay. Now the next one is the just one thing we want to recall again. String. So just define string. What is the definition of string? Just recall it. What do by string in C language? Yes. String is?
So it's a sequence of characters enclosed within double quotes.
Yes. Yes. This is the only definition. One point is missing. One point is missing in this definition. One very important point is missing. It is the sequence of character or the collection of characters. Okay, collection of characters. But what is missing here in string definition? Just recall it. Collection of characters. Just try to recall.
Enclosed by double quotes.
Yeah, it is enclosed by double quote. Yeah, single quote means character, double quote means string. But in a definition, actually, in definition, it is a collection of the character. If you look inside that string, then what you are getting there? It is the first one is a collection of character. Okay. So what is the thing that is remaining here that need to be defined? It is a collection of character, but one very important point you are missing.
You ended by a null or something?
Yes, that is the very important point. That to be remembered, it is a collection of character terminated by the /0, or /0 is also called as null character. Okay, so that is the full definition. Always give the full definition. It is a collection of characters terminated by the null character or the /0 character. It means that, suppose if you are defining the string, how to define the string in C language? Very simple. Character n, it is the array of the characters. Okay, suppose here the size is 10 equal to, and here the double quote, suppose hello is there. So what is the content of this n array? So n of 0 is, yes, n of 0 is capital H, n of 1 is small e, yes, n of 1 is small e, n of 2 is L, n of 3 is L again, n of 4 is O, yes, and what about n of 5? What is n of 5? The n of 5 contains /0. The n of 5 contains /0. This all should be enclosed in a single characters. Okay, so if this is the thing that is present that in your actually character array, it become a string. It become a string only. Okay, but here if you are not initializing it directly, we are putting here n of 0 is H, n of 1 is E, n of 2 is L, n of 3 is L, n of 4 is 0, and we are not giving the value as n of 5 is equal to /0. You now n is not a string here. N is not string because it is only a collection of character, but the termination character is missing here. Null character is missing. To make this as a string, then there is a qualifier that the last character should be /0. Okay, now you can able to print here n. You can able to print here n. Control B. Okay, there is semicolon missing. Semicolon, semicolon, control B. Yes, there is one more semicolon missing. Yeah, you will get output as hello here. Okay, so only the collection of character is not a string. It should be terminated by /0. Okay, so here we have added explicitly that /0 here, but if you are initializing it with a double quote, then automatically that /0 is being added at the last here. Automatically it is being added, and now n becomes string automatically. If it is enclosed in a double quote, automatically the /0 will be added. So have you remembered it? Are you remembering?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
actually in a C++, actually no need to use this previous that string in C language. This is the all in a C language, n of 10. So if there is, suppose another array is there, so m array is there having the same value. Can you tell me, if I want to copy the content of the n to m, how to copy? Can I do here m is equal to n? Can I do here m is equal to n? If I want to copy the content of n, that is
Yes.
hello, into m, so can I do it? Yes,
Yes, sir.
I can do it. There is an error. Yes, you can see here. There is an error at m is equal to n. So it means that you have not studied the string. So how to copy? To copy the string, you have to use the one function name as a strcpy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so when you are using strcpy, and if you are using strcpy, it is compulsory to include the string header file into your program. So here aim is also hello. Got it? So very difficult actually. We have to remember that all the function str cpui, str cat, str then alien, str length for calculating the length. Okay. So but in C++, no need to use this character array. We have our own string class present here. Okay, so string, and suppose name is equal to, you can directly define as a this one, suppose Ganesh. So string name is equal to Ganesh, and you can directly put here name. Getting? So very, yes, there is error here. Yeah. Okay, very simple one. So instead of using the character one, and now there is one more thing. Suppose there is one n variable is there and having the data type as a string, I can directly put here n is equal to m. And if I'm printing with the n, then I'm getting the same output, Ganesh. Get it? So this is the advantage of using the string data type in your C++. So you can have its separate string data type in your, no need to put here string, I think. Yes. No need to include the string header file. Directly just you have to declare your string with the data type as a string, your name of the string, and directly what its content. Directly you can get it. Getting? Now suppose there are the two strings, suppose name and surname, and you want to make a new string. You want to make a new string, full name is equal to name plus surname. Yeah, I can easily do here.
So you can use concatenation also, right?
Yes, I'm using concatenation. Ganesh Attardi. Directly I can concatenate. Okay, but the same technique is not available with that character array. When you are using character array, actually you can't do the concatenation directly. You have to use that method. Which method? To concatenation, which method we are calling?
String cat
strcat.
plus cat.
It is strcat is the method that we are calling. Getting? So it is very easy now. It is easy now to use the string in C++. So whatever actually you have faced in your C programming string, now that all the difficulty has been removed in your C++, and now it become an easy one. You can directly concat, you can get the size of the string also, just like for example, if I want to get the size of full name, okay, so I can get the size as a so I'm making a size is equal to, and I can make here full name, so your string name dot size, full name dot size, the s should be small. Okay, so size is 14, so you can actually calculate here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. Okay, so it you know that here for calculating the size actually /0 is not considered. str alien also give only the length of the characters only, the /0 is not considered while calculating the size. So how many characters are present? The character 14 characters are present, so that's why you can get the size as a 14 here. Okay, no need to use the which function? str alien function that we are going to use, that we are using in the C language. No need to use it. Directly use the dot size, because your full this string is not a your basic data type. It is a derived data type. String is a derived data type in your C++. It is nothing but your one of the class present in your C++. It is a class. So every class is having its own function. So size is the function of that object of the class. So just you are calling the size function, and whatever the implementation of the size, it will return the size of that particular string. Okay, so it will calculate individually how many characters present, 14 characters. So it will print 40, it will return the 14, and you will get output as a size is equal to 14 here. So getting, now it become easier programming than your C language programming. In C language programming, most of the string handling is a very difficult part in your C language. But in C++ actually it become easier. Handling a string is now become easier in a C++. Okay, so are you thinking that this is an easy one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So which one is easy, C language or C++? Until now that we have studied here, until now, you think that which language is a easy, C language or C++? Yes. Which one is easy, C or C++?
C++, sir.
Yeah, why C++? Because it is a plus plus, more advantage is present here. Okay, so here whatever the difficulty we are facing into the C language, or whatever the problem present in your C language, that has been overcome in your C++. That's why the name it is taken as a C++. It is more than C. Okay, so but actually what is that plus plus? Actually we have not yet started. That is the object oriented concept. Object oriented concept, just like class and the object, inheritance, overloading, then what do we have, polymorphism, then data abstraction, encapsulation, then we're talking about the interfaces, then files, exception handling, that all the new topics that is not present in the C language, that has to be actually here we have to take here. That is the actual start of your C++. This is just a revision of C language. Whatever we have learned up until that is only the revision of C. So are you getting that revision? Are you able
Yes,
to
sir.
now recall your C language?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Because this is very important, because C++ is a legacy language. If you know C language, then you can easily learn C++. Because syntax is same. Whatever the syntax of C language, it is your C++ follow that syntax. Getting? So this is actually the thing that I want to share with you regarding to the your C++ basics, C++ basics. So we have completed one session, 1 week, first week of the C++ basic. But in next week actually we starting the C++. We actually starting the C++. That is, we start with the in a Monday actually we are starting with the what done by class and what done by object. Okay, so actually half an hour or directly 1 hour, I will explain you only regarding to the class and the object. I will give some examples. If you understood that what done by class and what done by object, then only you can start programming in C++, because moving from the procedure oriented language to object oriented language, then it is a very difficult one. Because firstly what you are doing, whatever you want to do, actually you are typing that your logic into the function, and whenever you need that logic you just call it. That is the procedure oriented point. But in object oriented point, your thinking should be different. That is, everything that you want to implement, you should categorize it in a different parts of the, you should think that this is the object of that one. For example, just take an example of banking system. If you want to implement the software for the banking, then you just have to think about that what the bank requires first. So bank requires the different components, like bank requires the manager, bank requires the customer, bank requires the cashier, bank requires the different assets, bank requires the different types of the accounts. So all these things comes under the bank. Then after that, now take the again the example of the customer. If I'm talking about customer, what the different customer is having. If I'm talking about customer, the customer, if I'm talking about the customer is having its customer ID, the customer is having its account number, the customer is having mobile number, customer is having its name, customer is having the Aadhaar number. All the customer related information we are storing into one object. All the manager related things that we are keeping into the manager thing, all the cashier related thing we are putting into the cashier thing. So it means that we have to think that everything is an object. Okay, everything is object. So that's why just be ready to migrate from your procedure oriented world to the object oriented world from the Monday onwards. Okay, so from Monday onwards we always talk about the objects and the classes. Only for execution of the or for only creating the object of that classes we are using main function. C++ is not a fully object oriented language because it still supports the procedure oriented concept. Whatever the program we have done until now, that all are using the procedure oriented concept. So C++ support both way. You can implement your C++ program in a procedure oriented, as well as you can implement your program in your object oriented also. Okay, so better if you are selecting the object oriented concept, they always use that OP concept of C++. First we will learn some theory point regarding to that, then we'll start implementing one by one its concept, all the concepts. Got it? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll stop today. I will share you the contents, the today's session contents, the PPT. Actually the link will be same. I will be updating that same PPT daily basis. So just you have to visit again and again. And that's it for today.